Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Michaela and I like books. If you've been around for a while, then you remember a year ago I did a video called 32 Books I Read in 2015. Big surprise, I'm doing one for the books I read in 2016. And yes, let's just all pretend that it is a few weeks ago and I got this up on time. Let's just say I was enjoying my life a little bit and didn't feel like sitting alone in my bedroom filming a video, and that's okay. But it's also okay if you feel like you want to do that. I will say off the bat that this year I didn't read as many books for fun as I did the year before, and a big reason for this is because I was just in school a lot more in 2016 than I was for 2015. As you remember, if you've watched my other videos, I took a year off and I spent a lot of that year reading as well as working, but reading for fun. And in 2016, the first chunk of it, I was definitely working a lot. Then starting in summer 2016, I took 5 classes as well as 5 more classes the fall semester. So I was just too busy academically to spend time doing what I love, and that is reading. I can't believe I felt the need to preface this feeling like I didn't read enough books, because really it's only up to me. I have my list in one of my notebooks of all the books that I read this last year. Ta-da! Let's get started. Here are the 24 books that I read in 2016. Hi, future Michaela interrupting because I can't count 25 books that I read this year. Continue. Yes Please by Amy Poehler, Room by Emma Donoghue, Second Star to the Right by Deborah Hotzing, Letters to My Daughter by Maya Angelou, Night, The Kitchen Boy, Without a Map by Meredith Hall, Steve Martin, An Object of Beauty, At the Water's Edge by Sarah Green, J.D. Salinger's 9 Stories, Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, Glitter and Glue by Kelly Corrigan, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye, Impulse by Ellen Hopkins, Tina Fey's Bossy Pants, The Pact by Jodi Picoult, Making Toast, Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, Wikipedia, Prozac Nation by Elizabeth Wurtzel, Lena Dunham's Not That Kind of Girl, Kurt Vonnegut's collection of speeches If This Isn't Nice, What Is, Rules of the Tunnel, and Amber Tamblin's Dark Sparkler. Those are the books that I read this last year, and I just wanted to quickly go through them, not to waste your time. However, now I want to get into some of my favorites and kind of some that stood out. If you've noticed, I kind of have an eclectic taste on my literature. I have a few classics in there, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which was one of my all-time favorites, as well as 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger. I just love J.D. Salinger's writing in general, so that was something that I really loved reading. We'll probably read a lot more of if you're into short stories and kind of that more modern, recent, fun, creative type of writing. I definitely recommend reading Teddy, and oh god, it's like something bananas or 10 bananas, but Teddy, that short story by J.D. Salinger, just everything. I started the year off with Yes Please by Amy Poehler to give 2016 kind of like a jump start. As a comedian and as a writer and actress, I think she has a lot of good things to say, a lot of cool stories, and it was so inspiring just watching her career unfold, both professionally and personal success. It was just amazing. So yeah, I think I have a lot of memoirs that I've read this last year. If you want more recommendations for memoirs, definitely leave a comment down below and I could help you out. I also love poetry a lot. So if you're familiar with Dark Sparkler, it's actually by Amber Tamblyn, who played Tilly in The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. She's an amazing poet, and it's right here. This collection of poems are all about feminine actresses that have passed away. It's like a diverse take on deceased female figures in Hollywood. One of my favorites is actually about Brittany Murphy, but her writing is fresh. I feel like somebody described her poems in here really well. Well, in the foreword it says, "Not a word of Dark Sparkler is poetic in the foolish and flowery sense. None of it is symbolic. Amber Tamblyn is not playing with metaphor or some flight of fancy. She is gifting us with the tragedy, the power, and most of all, the truth of these women's lives." If you like poetry and nonfiction in general, I definitely recommend this. I read it in a couple days. It was really fun. As for my favorite fictional pieces that I read this last year, definitely Gillian Flynn. I had a friend who has been recommending her for the longest time, and finally I picked up Sharp Objects and just fell in love. I binge read that book in a matter of hours. Oh, I just devoured it. I'm not sure if I liked that more than Dark Places, but Sharp Objects and Dark Places are Gillian Flynn's 2 other novels. If you're lost, she also wrote Gone Girl. So it's more of like a dark mystery, eerie type of fiction, but it's still really good and relatable. This last year, I tried really hard to focus more on different memoirs to gain perspective and to help with my own writing, because creative nonfiction, poetry, memoirs, all of that is like my ish, and I love anything memoir. All of my writing is based on that genre, so it really helps to read a lot about it, obviously. At the moment, I am reading The Witch of Portobello by Paulo Cohen. It's the same writer who wrote The Alchemist, and I read that, gosh, 8 years ago, a long time ago when I was in school. But this novel is really good so far, and in a year from now, you'll be hearing about it again in my What I Read in 2017. If I listed any of your favorites, be sure to tell me down below and let me know some books that you also read in 2016 or what you're currently reading. I would love to hear some suggestions, as I'm always looking for new books to read. If only I had more time, because as of 3 days ago, I'm a college student again! Yeah! I don't share a lot of details on my YouTube channel unless I'm doing a specific video on this sense in college. That probably made no sense, but I got my associates from one institution in December. Then I transferred to hopefully the last school that I will be at, and I'm going for my undergrad here and probably my master's. We'll see. However, I'm finally at the University of Minnesota. Woo! Big giveaway, right? I bet you had no idea I was dropping hints in the entire video. Just kidding, it's just a sweatshirt that I got yesterday, but I really love it. I know a lot of new viewers have asked me where I currently go to college because they found my channel through my I applied to 20 plus colleges video, and one of the biggest comments besides clickbait hate on that video is what school I chose / what school I currently go to. I didn't really want to share until I was established at this institution, but I'm at the U of M and I really love it, and I just wish I went here in the first place. But hey, perspective, no regrets, all of that. I love my life, and if I changed something in the past, I might not be who I am and where I am today, and I really love who I am and where I am today. So no mistakes, no regrets on that part. What I was getting at though is that I'm an English major. I'm taking really heavy writing and reading intensive courses. Besides Plato, Aristotle, early American lit, and I don't know, critical essays, there isn't much time left to be reading leisure books, but I have a lot of them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't really talk literature much on this main channel, but if you're subscribed to my vlog channel, hint hint, subscribe to my vlog channel, I once in a while will reflect on a book that I'm reading and share some quotes. With all of that, I'm gonna go because it's a Friday night and I've got people to be with. If you're curious about my life and want to stay updated, as always, my socials are down below. Feel free to follow me. I basically follow everybody back on all socials because I'm thirsty like that, / I just want to connect and have friends. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Kurt Vonnegut's collection of speeches, If This Isn't Nice.